Hello there, everybody! It is me, known in Moments of Spore, back with Through the Waves 2, where we find out what happens when you can only build one type of gun caliber on each ship you have. That's an adequate way to describe it, right? Not like something which could be misleading, because I keep trying to avoid that and then keep accidentally saying that. Anyway, yes, we have just finished our war with America and currently have to pull everything back from the North American East Coast into Northern Europe. Or the Caribbean, alternatively. So, what ultimately happened in the war? In terms of ship sunk, Indefatigable was lost after being torpedoed by the U.S. submarine S-35. The battleship Caesar was lost due to a mine, which those are really, really bad losses, I should add. We lost the Comus-class cruiser Persian due to a mine, which is a colonial ship. Attentive was sunk in battle, flash fired. In terms of destroyers, I'm looking through. We lost the corvette, or the Vienna-class corvette Princess Dagmar, as well as a Dependence-class corvette, and then a Gascony-class corvette. I think that's all we lost. So we definitely got the short end of the stick in terms of losses, and it was mostly just mines and mines and torpedoes. And I mean, they did take losses. I know I think one or two of these were, you know, actually one cruiser. I know one cruiser was definitely sunk in a prior war. Maybe no, Samson we sank. So one of these cruisers, it wouldn't have been Cleveland. When we can check fate. Yeah, so they lost Phoenix in a prior war. That would have been 1916-ish. And then the rest of these, yeah, we were able to torpedo or sink. But definitely we got the short end of the stick. But out of the war, we did manage to take over Panama, which is excellent, and I kind of want to improve the bases on. Now, the next nation I will want to attempt into war is France. Coastal fortifications or air groups wise, we can start moving aircraft into the reserve fleet and disbanding them. So I think I'm just gonna disband everything at Tao and Saipan, Hong Kong. Yeah, we don't need. I might keep like some stuff in reserve. Maybe I'll keep like Kingston's groups in reserve. We need to make a serious cost cutting measure in regards to air bases right now. Move to reserve, okay. And then I'm just gonna start reserving airfields to save money. Alright, so carrier aircraft are oh seriously, what? Why? Why won't you move into reserve? So I'm just gonna move the planes for all the carriers into the reserve force for now. Look at that, we're actually in the black right now. We're gonna stop the accelerated construction of battlecruiser New Zealand. So she'll just be built normally. In terms of stuff we have to refit, the Gasconis are in need of rebuild, so they will get that. Yep, some medium anti-aircraft, and then we'll be fine. Probably not worth it to put a director on these sorts of ships. Terms of new build construction. I think the thing we immediately need is, if we're looking at the ship sunk, we lost a Dependence class of Viana and then a Comus class cruiser. So we need to immediately be getting more of these, basically Avissos into service. So I'm gonna go with a single director. Yeah, no, these will have minesweeping gear, so I guess they'll technically count as minesweepers, which means actually I guess it is okay to put K guns on them. Ship type identified as trader. No. Wait, can I actually build my own traders? That would be funny. I don't think I can. Yeah, only single turrets. Um, okay, yeah, we're only allowed single turrets. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put cross deck fire on this. What'd be funny is putting a seaplane on it. Ship type cannot have catapults. No, that just makes things expensive. Those have 8 5-inch guns. This would only have 5, and I accidentally minimized everything on my other monitor. Need to pull that all back up. So, colonial service, I might do long range. Yeah, that eats up that remaining tonnage. Very well. I think that will be good. Let me look up Avissos on the internet and kind of vaguely what they look like, especially later ones. Okay, I have a vague idea. I know the one I'm looking at's kind of French. Or no, not kind of French, is French. It's a Bougainville. And it's not exactly what this is. I'm gonna re-put the funnels. So, or replace the funnels. I can imagine these a little closer together, honestly. It's actually cheaper with oil. I think it is that long range, which is just increasing the cost. I'll use it. Not that expensive to build. Okay, so that actually let's what do we do like this? Structure 2, and then I can play structure 3 on top of that and get something a little bit more complicated. Let me look up, okay, this is 1928, list of British destroyers. Also, I should mention, I right now have a new chair I'm using. It's a little squeaky, that's why. But I'm kind of hoping that this will help me out a little bit, as I can actually, like, properly lean it back. Unlike the old one, and it's a little nicer. It's got like lumbar support. I'm really hoping that it just like doesn't, or hoping that this kind of like helps out with my back. All right, so looking at what destroyer types they built, we'd be looking at like an A or like roughly an A and B class destroyer here. So that superstructure is literally just box. I want to play second box behind it. Then we're gonna do this. Okay. There we go. There's the forward superstructure. Do a little aft superstructure here. What would the A and B class? Hold on, let me look it up. A and B class destroyer. I need to find images of these, just for references of what my new Avissos should look like. And I think we're gonna build maybe 4 to 6 of these. 4 of these would replace what we lost. 6 would replace what we lost with a little bit of extra. I think 6 will do it. Um, what I want to try to do is I want to try to do something around this funnel vaguely. I'm gonna kind of do a box. Actually, here. Yeah, we're gonna do a box. my thought is this. Could have gotten an extra point out of this, now just realizing, but oh well. So we have kind of two lifeboats the side of a central structure. Now we have structures 5 and 6, so I'd be wanting a little thing back here and then a little mast on top of it, probably. The other thought is I get rid of cross-deck fire and just have like a queue with like 5 center lines. Although probably not. No, I'm just thinking. This ship's 1,600 tons. But it's got like the same armament as my destroyers. Which are, 1,500 tons. And it's so much slower. Where's all the extra mass going? Let's do that, and then 6 will be the, just kind of the mast. Start with that. Back. And then slightly to the side like that. Okay. I guess that doesn't look bad. Okay, so that'll take a month to design. That'll replace our ships. And now we actually have to like pull. Oh wait, no. One thing I want to do quickly: request proposals for an aircraft type. We need a new fighter. Um, I think what I want first is probably range and then speed maybe. Yeah, we're gonna have to just start pulling stuff out of the North American East Coast and Caribbean. And start mothballing stuff in Northern Europe. I'm gonna quickly send that ship in for her rebuild. So yeah, Genia will be getting her rebuild. We'll have to once we get everything back, I'll have to really kind of talk about my plans going forward. But everything's gotta kind of arrive in Northern Europe first. So you're repairing still. Okay, so these ones are in the Mediterranean for a reason. All these guys I can mothball. Um, Actually, I should probably send Scylla here in for a rebuild so we can clear the torpedo mounts, I think. I don't think she needs them. We do want a Y catapult installed. The other thought is that we might build her with two catapults. Yeah, I'm gonna do two catapults, I think. So she can launch, twice as many planes twice as quickly. That's the hope, at least. Okay, so you guys have got to move back home. You guys have got to move back home. All the Morris class destroyers have got to move back home. Move home. Move home. You guys all just go into the reserve fleet. I don't need you all active right now. Move ships home. Move ships home. Victor class, some of them are damaged. Put them in the reserve fleet for now. Move ships to Northern Europe. Those guys are on foreign stations, so that makes sense. Yeah, the Foresters are all on foreign station right now, it looks like. So, okay, so these guys are in Northern Europe. You should be mothballed. And here's what I'm gonna mothball you. I'm gonna mothball you three, and that will save us a bunch of money. Reserve on Illustrious. Ships can be active. What's all in Northern Europe right now? EVL Andromeda. Reserve. Actually, mothball. Older carrier. The Peaks, I think, reserve fleet. I think, yeah, Peaks can go in reserve. Everything else is currently pulling back. Mediterranean. I think everything else I've reduced down to where it should be. Yeah, everything else is sorted. Cool. This has already gone on for 25 minutes, so I think I will run this through the next turn. Actually, I'm gonna build one thing. I am going to put in a 6-inch coastal battery at Panama. Actually, no, I'm not. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm gonna put in a 6-inch coastal battery. And I'm also going to put in a 7-inch coastal battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm justifying this 7-inch coastal battery as these are the guns we took off the old Andromeda class cruisers. Now right now, if we look at here, we have so much base capacity, especially with Port Arthur, that like I'm not really worried in that region. Especially since deploying like half of our fleet to the North American East Coast was doing about 300. We do need to get 300 somewhere on the North American East Coast. It's probably worth it to upgrade Bermuda to that. So I think Bermuda and Trinidad, or Bermuda, Trinidad, and Panama will be the bases we continue to upgrade going forward. So let's just kind of wait till stuff returns to where it needs to be, and we'll start figuring stuff out. I'm going to increase us back to like 10% research. Okay, so Cliftondale's 6 of them, I think. Um, I think Lion and Leopard will be mothballed. Oh wait, hold on. You need to be moving back home. Actually, I might keep these reserved. Yeah, because if I'm mothballing, that's 7 ships. How many capitals? I have 17. How many? I would be mothballing 8, which is as many as I can probably get away with mothballing once Indomitable returns home. So I think that I'll leave the battlecruiser force in reserve and then have the battleship force um, in mothball. You need to move home, Abakir. Um, reserve for those. Reserve for the cruisers. Actually, I'll try to decide which cruisers I do want mothballed. Well, okay, so in terms of the CAs, I have 11, so I can mothball half of them. I will say 6 in this case. So right now, I have 3 mothballed. So I'd probably want Abakir mothballed because she's older. Spartiate will be, frontline service, as well as the Royal Oak. So yeah, Spartiate and the Royal Oaks items. I think we can actually get away with mothballing these two. Um, Mothball the Charybdis. Reserve the rest of those. Move back to Northern Europe. Resume construction on Australia. So now our capitals are resuming construction. And in terms of the rest of these, I'm going to say mothball the Andromedas. Um, and reserve the rest. Southeast Asia on foreign station, that's to be expected. You can't really be mothballed yet. So I'll mothball the 900 tonners. then reserve everything bigger. Okay, still got some stuff returning. Um, that one still has 2 months of repair. That one still has 1 month of repair to get everything worked out. Oh yeah, we have a couple AVs in Northern Europe. These are the more recently refitted ones with catapults, so they will be in the reserve fleet. Whereas Sirius and Terpsichore will basically need a full rebuild. But with everything coming back, we've got some more money incoming now. I think I am going to do an improved bases on Panama. Just so that we're not caught off guard in this region again. In terms of coastal fortifications, it is going to take 5 and 7 turns to get those done. I should be reserving the remaining air bases, and then I think the one last thing I want to do is that I probably don't want these airship bases around anymore. Oh my god, look at how much this is saving me. That's where all my money was going. Yeah, that made a lot of money back. That halved my naval aircraft. So I'm gonna say we're gonna start putting air bases in the United Kingdom. Do we have one there? We do. Plymouth, do we have one there? We don't. So I think Ireland would be a good place. Maybe Iceland, Reykjavik would be good. I will put them in the Baltic states. Malta. And we'll put them in Egypt too. All right. There we go. So we're building a lot of coastal fortifications. Air bases won't take long. Then once that's done, we're going to get a bunch of extra money back from them. I can probably start actually expanding dock size. But I think that is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I do want to be discussing my overall plans moving forward and just trying to conceptualize of what we need to do with the fleet. So thank you everyone for watching. I will see you next time. Links to my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter down below if you're interested in any of those things. Alright, bye.